Hey, listener, name ready to decode the Bosch interview. You're going to crush it. We're diving into all things Bosch interviews today, using some advice from interview prep expert Joshua Brown from his How to Become YouTube video.
Hmm.
We're talking insider tips, common questions, even some ready-to-go answers. Think of it as your Bosch interview cheat sheet.
Absolutely. This deep dive is all about reverse engineering success. We'll break down how experts recommend approaching these interviews so you can walk in feeling confident and really shined.
He starts with the classic, tell me about yourself.
Seems simple,
But
right?
it's so crucial, like it's your first impression, and you want to nail it.
For sure.
And, it's interesting. The way he emphasizes not talking about irrelevant things,
Yeah.
it kind of speaks to how much Bosch values focus-driven individuals.
Right.
They want to see your passion and how it connects to their work
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Yeah, it's like he says in the video, it's about aligning your story with Bosch's values. Speaking of which, the example answer he gives really highlights this. He focuses on innovation, problem solving, adaptability, all those key words that resonate with Bosch's company culture.
Yeah, and that advice about mirroring their values from the job description.
Hmm.
I think it's crucial because Bosch has a strong, well-defined culture. They want to see that you get it from the start. And reflecting those values back in your answers shows you've done your research and you understand what they're all about.
Hmm.
It's not just about showcasing your skills, it's about showing you're a good fit.
Exactly.
And that brings us to another common question. Why Bosch?
Hmm.
This is where you prove you're not just blindly applying to jobs.
It's about demonstrating you've done your homework and understand what makes Bosch tick.
The video highlights Bosch's commitment to innovation, quality, and sustainability. If I were you, I'd weave those into my why Bosch answer. But here's the thing, don't just parrot them back.
Right.
You've got to connect them to what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
What gets you fired up about those values?
For sure. And that's exactly what the example answer in the video does so well. It shows how those values resonate with what the interviewee is looking for in a company, making a personal connection. He even recommends checking out Bosch's About Us page and mission statement beforehand.
It's such an obvious step, but so many people skip it. It's like showing up to a party without knowing who the host is.
Yeah. Ready to snack.
Always.
Let's talk about the STAR method.
Uh-huh.
Brown calls it your secret weapon for nailing those behavioral questions.
So.
Like, tell me about a time you failed.
Oh, yeah.
You know those questions that make you squirm a little?
Right. But those questions are so important.
They are.
They give you a chance to showcase how you handle real-world situations, which is so much more telling than just listing off skills on your resume.
For sure.
And the STAR method, situation, task, action, result, reflection, is brilliant because it gives you that structure, that clear way to tell a compelling story about your experiences. I love how he breaks it down in the video, making it so much less intimidating. He gives a really good example, using a story about streamlining a complex workflow.
Right.
And it's a great example because it shows how to take a potentially complicated situation and present it clearly and concisely, highlighting your skills. He talks about organizing training sessions, addressing concerns, even creating support documents showing initiative and leadership. And the best part, he shows how this led to a positive result. Increased productivity, fewer errors. It's like taking the interviewer on a journey with a happy ending. And that reflection part of STAR is crucial too, right?
Yeah.
It shows you've learned something from the experience. It's about demonstrating self-awareness, a willingness to learn from your mistakes, and a desire for growth, all qualities any company would value.
And that ties into another point he makes in the video, the importance of confidence.
Yeah.
It's like he says, chance favors the prepared mind. When you've put in the work, researched, Bosch practiced your answers, that confidence just naturally shines through.
It really does.
And it can make all the difference in how you come across to the interviewer.
Absolutely.
He actually gives a really interesting example of this when talking about the question, what do you know about Bosch?
Oh, yeah. So many people freeze up on that one. But it's a golden opportunity to shine.
It is.
Yeah.
He suggests weaving in details that show you understand Bosch's position in the global market, maybe their latest innovations, their commitment to sustainability. It's about going beyond that surface level and showing you've really dug deep.
He even suggests checking out their social media and recent news stories.
Oh, totally.
Such a simple
Yeah.
but effective tip.
Yeah.
Like it shows you're paying attention, you're genuinely interested in what they're doing in the world.
Right.
Speaking of going beyond the surface level, let's talk about those tougher behavioral questions like, What is the most challenging project you've worked on and how did you overcome it?
Ooh,
Those are the ones that really make you think on your feet, which is probably why interviewers love them so much.
they do.
This is where that STAR method really shines, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And Brown gives a fantastic example in the video, using a story about integrating new software into an existing system.
Okay.
It's something a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah.
And he really emphasizes highlighting the positive outcome, too.
Yeah?
How did your actions lead to a better result?
Right.
It's not enough to just talk about what you did. You have to show the impact.
Right. It's about demonstrating those soft skills that are so important in any work environment.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solving, communication, resilience.
Yeah.
Now, there's another question he covers that I find particularly interesting. What is your biggest achievement in your career thus far?
Oh, yeah. That one can feel a little awkward to answer. Like, you don't want to come across as bragging.
I know exactly what you mean. But Brown frames it in a way that takes the pressure off. He says it's not about bragging.
Yeah.
It's about showcasing your passion, your drive, your ability to achieve great things.
Yeah.
So it's about connecting your achievement to what you can bring to Bosch.
Exactly. What skills did you use to achieve that success? How do those skills align with what Bosch is looking for? It's about telling a story that highlights your value as a potential employee.
It's like saying, hey, this is what I'm capable of. Imagine what we could accomplish together at Bosch.
Right.
It's about painting a picture of the future, and that kind of forward thinking is always impressive in an interview. Now, you ready for a few more quick-fire tips from the video?
Yep.
Right. He also recommends prepping for those questions that can sometimes throw people off.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
why do you want to change jobs at this time? Or what are you looking for in your next role?
Oh, yeah. Those can be tough.
Especially if you're leaving your current job under, well, less than ideal circumstances.
For sure.
You definitely want to avoid bad-mouthing anyone, which Brown emphasizes in the video.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it positive.
Yeah, he's spot on about keeping a positive future focus. Talk about your career goals, what you're hoping to learn, how this opportunity at Bosch aligns perfectly with where you want to go next.
I bet tying those aspirations back to Bosch's values would be a power move.
Oh, totally.
Imagine saying something like, I'm so drawn to Bosch's focus on innovation, and I'm truly excited about the opportunity to contribute to a company that's pushing the boundaries of this industry.
Exactly. You're speaking their language and showcasing your ambition at the same time.
Hmm.
Brown also tackles those classic curveball questions like, what is your biggest weakness?
Ah, that one feels like a trap.
I know, it's like they're just waiting for you to slip up.
Right.
It can feel that way. But again, Brown gives some rock-solid advice.
Okay.
He's all about being honest but strategic.
Right.
Choose a weakness that you're genuinely working on and frame it in a way that demonstrates self-awareness and a desire for growth.
Yeah,
It turns a potential negative into a positive.
for sure.
So instead of saying, I'm terrible at managing my time,
Right.
you can say, time management is something I've been focusing on improving, and I've started using this new system that's really helped me stay organized.
Yeah.
Now you're showing that you're proactive and committed to personal development, which is a huge plus for any company.
Absolutely. It's all about owning your story and showcasing your willingness to learn and evolve.
Exactly. And you know what else Brown emphasizes? Practicing your answers out loud.
Oh, it's so important. It does feel a little strange at first, but it makes a world of difference.
It really does.
Yeah.
It helps you fine-tune your delivery and feel more confident and prepared when you're actually in the interview.
Think of it like rehearsing for a play. The more you practice, the more natural and confident you'll be on stage. Or, in this case, in the interview room.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
This entire deep dive has been incredibly helpful. I feel like I've got a secret weapon for tackling these Bosch interview questions now.
Me too. But remember, this video is just one resource,
Right, a starting
a
point.
starting point. The key is to use this information as a springboard to do your own research, really practice those answers, and most importantly, walk into that interview with confidence.
You've got this listener name. We're sending you all the good vibes for your interview. Now, before we wrap up, one final thought for you to ponder. The video mentions that Bosch values a collaborative corporate culture. How might you demonstrate your own collaborative spirit in your interview answers, even when you're talking about your individual achievements? Something to think about. And that wraps up another deep dive. We'll be back next time with more insights and analysis to help you navigate the world around us.